From the Alvin and Rosalie Sarachek studio, PBS Kansas presents Ageless Enthusiasm. Coming up on this episode of Ageless Enthusiasm, I speak with Eric Fisher, who is an icon in our Wichita community.
The bob is such a classic. You can wear it in the south of France, you can wear it in Dodge City. Bangs are like a pair of sunglasses. They can be mysterious and fun. They can be short, trendy. So yeah, hair, just like that. Color, and color is like, lipstick today. You can change it as much as you like.
I also speak with Robin Sullivan of Sullivan Hairwear.
Short story, I just flew out of state. I bought a couple of hair toppers. I went to a hair topper salon and came home with not one but two new hair toppers.
All this and more coming up on this episode of Ageless Enthusiasm. My guest today is the Wichita icon. Eric Fisher has made a brand name for himself that is internationally known. I'm Mindy East, and welcome to Ageless Enthusiasm. Hi, Eric. Thank you for being my guest today.
What a pleasure it is to be with you, Mindy, and here on PBS. It's always fun.
You were a guest on Victor's show one-on-one about 3 years ago.
Victor was amazing. I mean, he really dug deep, and we laughed, and it was really good. But you're definitely a lot better looking than he is.
Thank you. Well, and I'm going to be more fun.
Okay, all right, I'll hold you to that.
I'm not going to ask you to identify pictures of like Joe Dirt.
Oh, I thought that was pretty funny when he did that. Yeah, I wasn't expecting that either.
Do you have a favorite hairstyle?
I think, I do. With my training, it was based on the classics. So I'd say a good bob. There's graduated bobs, one-length bobs, A-line bobs, layered bobs. Bobs are ubiquitous. They're like the little black dress of hairstyles.
There you go.
So, to me, hair is more important than a Prada bag or a Gucci shoes. That hair, just communicates a message to other people about who you are. So the bob is such a classic. You can wear it in, the south of France, or you can wear it in Dodge City. It's just a great haircut. And
I've heard we should dress and put the most investment into our hair and makeup, and then you can go, less as you go down.
Yes, hair is the greatest accessory, so I'm a big advocate for that, and I think makeup is like magic, and hair is like magic. If you have a square face, you can round it with the right layers. If you have a round face, you can square it up with the right layers. Bangs are like, can be like a pair of sunglasses. They can be mysterious and fun. They can be short, trendy. So yeah, hair, just like that. Color, and color is like, lipstick today. You can change it as much as you like. It's fun. It's not nearly as, inimical to the hair that it used to be back in the old days. Now hair is like, they've got semi-permanent colors and all these things. So we have a lot of fun. It's very creative. And I will say, to that, it's important to look your best always. But attitude is so important. I have these women that come in, they're so self-confident, they got great attitudes. Maybe they're running companies, maybe they're not, but they know what they like. And I just, I acquiesce to their wishes because they're a strong, independent person. And I love that too. Maybe that's not the right color for their skin tones, or maybe it's not the right haircut, but they're gonna wear it. I cherish that,
It's that ageless enthusiasm that we talk about on the show. Now, you are a classically trained stylist.
Yes.
You went to Vidal Sassoon School in London.
Yes.
That's very impressive.
My dad was military, and he quit school when he was 14. He was from back east, and he was an MP at the end of World War II in Germany, and he took an intelligence test, and he was a very, very smart guy. So he got into the Air Force, and he wanted me to go in the Air Force, but my mother, she actually graduated from Penn State because she lived in Pennsylvania just right after the Depression. She graduated magna cum laude with a literature degree. So we grew up reading, and I'm a voracious reader. I read every day for an hour, every day. I get up early. But my dad said, if you're going to do this, you're going to be the best at it. And I'm going to take you to this guy. I'd never heard of him before. He said, Vidal Sassoon. So I think it was a KC-135. He's taking it to Kuwait, drops me off in the Heathrow airport and says, you want to be good, you want to be great, or do you want to be amongst the best? And I go, Dad, I'm like 19. I don't even know what that means, But he said, goodbye. And I said, what do I do now? He said, you're a man now. You'll figure it out. And,
wow.
I'd never taken a taxi before or anything. So I was pretty nervous.
Tough love.
But when I saw people, Mindy, from all over the world coalescing in this wonderful tribal way, creating these incredible hairstyles, I like, wow, this is not my mother's salon. This is way cool. I love this. So, that's really was the influence, and I loved it. It was just an amazing influence for me.
And a little pop culture mixed in there with a movie that influenced you too.
Yes, and I don't want to elaborate on this too much because it does have kind of a salacious side to it, but the movie Shampoo, which was, I think, 1970s. And it's funny because a lot of my friends around the country, saw it. And they're
Went
like,
on a date.
Yeah, the guy drives a hardtail Harley. He's a good-looking guy, Warren Beatty, and he's driving. He's got a blow dryer tucked in his back pocket. He pulls up to Julie Christie's place. Julie Christie at the time was such a hot model, beautiful. And then he does her hair, but he does a few other things while he's there. And all my friends are like, that's what I want to do for a living. That is the coolest thing in the world.
But that showed you a different lifestyle, a different vision than what you might have seen in your mom's salon.
That's right. And yes.
So that was kind of the beginning, the genesis for you.
Yeah. And then I worked in Los Angeles for about 8 years, and I did lots of music videos with the Hells Angels, for instance, a couple of times. I had a Harley that I used to drive around with a model on the back in Los Angeles, and it was really fun. And I thought, this is so cool, And you're lucky in life if you find what you want to do and you're passionate for it. And usually you get passionate when you get good at it. You reach that sweet spot. And I was just driven. I just loved it. I didn't have a TV. I just do hair. All my friends would do hair. It's what we did. And we just got better and better and better and better and better. Because we loved it.
Well, and you've worked all around the world. You've worked in Greece, Paris, London, Stockholm.
Wow.
You're internationally
You really
known.
read up on me, didn't you?
Well,
yeah, I was very fortunate. I worked around the world, Korea. I worked all over. And everybody, I'm doing the same thing. I'm doing hair for shoots for magazines, shows and things, models.
Celebrities.
But I'm having a ball while I'm doing it. And, I'd call my dad, like I'd be in like Vogue magazine. I'd say, Dad, look, I'm in Vogue magazine. He says, son, that's a girly magazine. I don't know what that means, but I guess it's a good deal. Congratulations. He never, my dad, God bless him, is a fabulous guy, great father, great direction, but he was clueless as to what I did.
Right.
Clueless,
But he was supportive enough to drop you out of the sky in London at Heathrow Airport. So working with celebrities, I know you said that Peter Lawford, he's an old school, part of the Brat Pack.
Who knows Peter Lawford these days? Yeah.
And you said that you didn't part his hair on the right side. And I can identify, if my hair's not parted on the correct side, heads will roll.
Well, the thing about models and about celebrities is they know how they look their best, and they can teach you a lot about what to do. And he was actually just a effervescent, wonderful individual. Asked me about myself. He was great, no ego whatsoever. And I just did his hair and makeup for a shoot and for a commercial or something, I can't remember, but it wasn't a big deal. And I had a publicist in New York for 8 years, and they all ask you, what celebrities have you done? What are you doing? They're so driven by fame and fortune and all that. And you can be the best hairdresser in the world and just comb somebody's hair. You can be the worst hairdresser in the world, just comb some famous person's hair. You can ride that forever. I didn't cut his hair. I did Johnny Depp's hair too for a video. I just combed his hair. He was a great guy too, but it's not like that doesn't make you a great hairdresser. I see great hairdressers. I see hairdressers from Hollywood, and I'll be watching a movie and I'll go, why does she have the worst haircut I've ever seen? She probably paid $400 or $500 for it, and it's terrible. But they're in Hollywood. They've got great Instagram handles and all this. And sometimes their capabilities aren't as good as they should be for the position that they're holding. But their social media is outstanding.
There you go. Now you had to kind of rebrand. You started your own academy, and you saw a problem in the community, and you solved it with starting your own academy. Tell me more about that.
Well, thanks for asking, Mindy. That was probably one of the greatest things I've done is to commit to watching these young future professionals grow, get jobs. And I'm really proud of that. Our loan default rate, which is, as you know, is a big deal, is like 3%, lowest in the nation. So that means out of our 150, 60 students, they go out and get jobs and they pay back their federal financing, which makes me happy. But yeah, we started the school. I'm an educator. It's all I know. I've been in the trenches. I started, as you know, when I was 19, and that's all I've done. And so I understand it real well. I've taught, a bunch around the world, and I just said, hey, I can do a school. And, I went to borrow the money from the bank, and they all knew who I was. And I got this it's called a pocket piece, mission, vision, core values. And I talk about, defined outcomes. And I didn't have to get my business plan out. They said, we know you, we believe in you, you run great salons. And so we did. We opened the school, and we were profitable the first year, which is unusual.
Well, think of all the lives you've touched.
Well,
all the people that have learned just a wonderful craft, and they know how to manage things, their time and their capabilities.
yeah.
And that's amazing to pour into people.
Well, it's like, and I don't want to marginalize colleges, because I think my son went to, my daughters two of them are in the business, but they all went to college. They went to CU. My son went to KU. I think college is great, but I also think, you go to nursing school, you become a nurse. You go to welding school, you become a welder. You go to hairdressing school, you're either an esthetician or a manicurist, or you're a cosmetologist. So, and when you're an apprentice, you earn a living wage where you're learning something really valuable. And that's how we grow our company.
Right.
We have our kids out of school, they imprint to the culture of our company, they understand the standards that we're all about. You got to have high standards. You have to have a mental model of what excellence looks like. And we plant that. We make sure that they know what quality is all about. And to your point, I give every student I have since we opened my phone number. And I don't want them to call me, and they can text me. And should I wear brown eyeshadow or blue eyeshadow? No, do not text me that. Text me, like, if you're having challenges. Text me, what's your champion right now. Like, we have students in New York, we have students in, Great Bend, Kansas, students all over, and I couldn't be happier about it. As long as they go to work because they want to be there, not just because they have to be there. They found their passion, and if I'm part of that formula, I get excited about it. So,
I want to hear more about your studio. So we're going to take a little break and hear from someone else in the hair world, and we'll be right back. My next guest is someone who is also in the hair industry. Robin Sullivan with Sullivan Hairwear is spreading joy with her new toppers. Welcome, Robin.
Thank you, Mindy.
I'm so happy to see you. And this is something that is very important to women because our hair is our crowning glory.
It is. It absolutely is.
Tell us a little bit about how you discovered this life-changing product.
I am a consumer of my own product. So many years ago, I had a surgery, and after that surgery, quite a bit of my hair fell out. And at that time, it stopped falling out for a while, but then it kind of picked up again. And so over the last 15 to 20 years, I've just slowly become more and more bald on top of my head. When I retired from corporate America a couple of years ago, I discovered that I really hated my hair. Going to work every day, it wasn't so bad, but my husband and I, we were going out in the evenings and kind of enjoying our retired life, and we ended up in the bathroom at the same time, me getting ready. And so I would say every single day, I hate my hair. I absolutely hate my hair. He's like, well, what are you going to do about it? And so I decided, well, I've got to figure out what I'm going to do.
Typical man.
Yeah, what are you going to do?
They're problem solvers.
Right. So I got online and I started looking around, and I thought, well, maybe I want to have a hair transplant. I thought that seems a little bit extreme, but then I also came across the topic of hair toppers.
Okay.
And so I did a little bit of research, and I actually remembered that I had worked with a lady probably 12 years ago who mentioned to me that she wore a hair topper. And what she didn't do was say to me, and you need one too. So absolutely, I called her up and I said, hey, Darla, tell me
Tell me more.
about hair toppers. And so she told me that they were hard to find. There wasn't many places here in Wichita that sold them, and she had to buy them online. And she didn't have very good luck because so many of them, they didn't come in the right color. People would misrepresent the type of hair they were and those kind of things. And so, short story, I just flew out of state. I bought a couple of hair toppers. I went to a hair topper salon, which is similar to how I've patterned our salon, and came home with not one but two new hair toppers. I ended up deciding that I needed one that was the length of my hair, and then I wanted another one that was a little bit longer that I could pull back for sports and things like that, so I could.
So what's the difference between a topper and hair extensions or a wig?
So a topper is designed to cover the crown of your head. So I'll just pull mine off real quick and show you. So extensions give you a lot of volume around here. They usually attach to hair up in here, and they give you a lot of volume here. But they don't do much for people who don't have anything on the crown of their head. And so if you look and see.
Oh, wow.
So I have a little.
So it just clips in.
It just clips in. All of our hair toppers are 100% human hair. They're considered virgin hair. This is actually adult virgin hair. It is hair that is a step above what you think of as Remy hair. You often hear that. Remy hair means the cuticles all run one way. This does that too. This is also from the same donor, and also each and every one of these hairs have never been colored until they were colored and processed for us. We determined what size base we wanted, and they carry our name, Sullivan Hairwear, and then each one of our girls is named after a Greek goddess. So this one is Venus.
I love it.
And to put it on, it's just this simple. You just flip it and clip it.
And it just snaps down.
It snaps down. And then I pull a little bit of my bangs forward to kind of make it mesh in.
Oh, it looks so natural.
Yeah, and for me, it just brings me such joy to go out every day and know that I don't have to mess with my hair, and that I'm not having bald spots, and that everything is looking great.
Well, and you know, if we have a bad hair day, all women can relate to that.
Yes, absolutely.
And with this Kansas wind, is that a factor at all?
You know, that is the number one question that people ask us. How does it do in the Kansas wind? Well, I can tell you, I got out of the car the other day and it was blowing probably 75 miles an hour, and I thought, well, this is going to be a challenge day. But it didn't. It didn't go anywhere. And if you think about it, it's just, if your own hair's going to blow, it's going to blow together. And it's clipped on enough that it's not going to be an issue.
Does it make your head hot?
No, it does not. Our base is a monofilament base. It's very breathable. It has those 4 little clips, so it's very lightweight. Does your head going to sweat in the summertime if it's 105? Yes, but your head's going to sweat at 105 whether you have a topper on or not, right?
So it's been life-changing for you, Robin?
It has. It has. Every single day, I am so happy to put on my hair and just go. The bonus for the whole thing that I wasn't expecting at all was around the fact that from start to finish now, I can get in the shower and be out the door in 20 minutes because I don't have to do a thing to my hair if I know what I'm going to wear.
That in itself is huge.
It is. It is.
Because our hair is very time consuming.
It is. This will hold a curl for around 3 to 4 weeks. So you don't have to curl it every day. You do not have to curl it every day. You only have to wash it about once every 4 to 6 weeks. 20 to 25 wears is what the manufacturer recommends.
And what's the lifespan?
Lifespan of these are 2 to 3 years. So it's an investment, but it's something that's going to last you 2 to 3 years.
Sure. How else has your life benefited?
Oh my gosh, we have just had so much fun. My husband Greg and I, we have just really truly enjoyed coming a little bit out of retirement and doing this, but I am just a much happier person. I'm much more joyful every time. And it's a joke with my friends. They'll say, oh, your hair looks great. And I go, always.
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 So it's nice that you have just enhanced your joy. Robin, thank you for stopping by and being my guest today.
Thank you so much, Mindy, for having me. I appreciate it.
Now we're back with Eric. Eric, tell me a little bit more about your studio. What's your vision for the future?
Well, my studio is a place where we just photograph. We also have video, and we use the video. We have a company called Prosper U, which we do curriculums for beauty schools. We have 20,000 students using our program with 35 states, from New York to
LA.
Tyler, Texas. Yeah, all over. So we do a lot there, but plus it's, I take a lot of photographs of models, and we do a lot of images, and I let the students work the set. I just had a shoot this morning, and a young student named Chloe did the most amazing makeup. This little girl's never modeled before. She's absolutely phenomenal, and I teach her how to drop her chin, throw her shoulders back, throw her hips out, blah, blah, blah. Yes, just like that. That's very good. And then we just have fun. And I've got tons of wardrobe because as a freelancer, I got tons of clothes, Gucci, Prada, Comme des Garçons, everything. And I've been doing this my whole life. So I just pick up, I had a vintage Calvin Klein outfit for her to wear today, pantsuit, which we did, 60s hair. And the students learn how to work the set, and they learn what good looks like, and they learn proportions, and so it's good for the students, and we do it all the time.
That's
in fact,
awesome.
Monday I'm shooting 30 students' work. They all bring models. I photograph it, and it's like speed dating. It's like you get 10 pictures and that's it. So
there you go.
But they learn.
And I love the high hair, because the higher the hair, the closer to Jesus.
That's good. I love that.
Eric, that sounds like there's so much glamour and glitz in your life. What do you do when you're unwinding? I know you like music. You're a band guy.
I love music.
Jazz?
Yeah, jazz. So I put a little Miles Davis on, a little Edith Piaf, and I sit outside every night. We have chickens, dogs, cats, fish. My wife was going to be a vet, and so when she met me, I was working in New York, and we actually got married in Italy.
At the Vatican.
Yeah, at the Vatican.
How
and
cool is that?
A lot of years ago, cost $200,
Wow.
which was pretty cheap. 100. I had the official Vatican photographer, Pope's photographer, take our pictures, and I gave 100 to the priest.
Wow.
But it was fun. And then, so I like working. I don't. People
Never
talk about
gonna retire?
work. No. I'll be 100 doing a couple, 90-year-old chicks in the chair. I'm never retiring.
Oh,
never.
I think I'm going to be a little older than that. I'll be close to 100, but I'll volunteer.
Okay, it's a deal. Now, I think if you love what you do, there's no reason not to do it all the time. I don't have any hobbies, and I really enjoy helping these young people. And to me, that's the, I think the Japanese call it ikigai, that sense of purpose. So when I have a student and I can help them to be everything they're capable of, and it's hard these days. They don't have the intrinsic motivation that my generation had. We were all gun ho. We wanted to be the best. They still want that work-life balance and that freedom, flexibility, which is difficult. You don't get that. You don't get big and famous and make a lot of money without dedication and hard work. That doesn't mean you have to do it like I did, but those first few years, you got to really focus on who you want to be and how good you want to be.
Right. Well, and I just learned something from you, because I thought ikigai was that guy that sat next to me in my chemistry class. I had no idea that it was that. Anyway.
You are good. That is great.
Your mom was such an influence, because you said that she enjoyed making people happy.
Yeah.
I think that is something you're carrying on to.
Well, I saw that. I don't know if she was any good, Mindy. I don't know if she made any money. But I know that watching her, she was like my babysitter. She would get so excited, and people would hug her and kiss her and thank her, and just a heartfelt sense of appreciation. And then they'd pay her. And I'm not the smartest kid around, but I'm like, wow, you get all this love and this appreciation. And she loved it. I always tell the stories. One day she got this pomade from Paris, France, and she was so excited. She goes, Eric, this pomade came all the way from Paris, France. She said, do you know where Paris is? I'm like, Mom, I'm 7 years old. I don't even know where I am, But it's great if you love it. But I loved her enthusiasm. I loved her passion. I loved her dedication. And it truly gave her a sense of purpose.
Yeah.
And
that's what this show's all about. So we hope
Love
that
it.
someone got some passion and enthusiasm from your visit today, and we just appreciate you taking time out of your busy schedule to be here with us.
Well, Mindy, what a pleasure and honor it is to be here for you. I followed you. I think what you do is amazing. You're so good at your...
Thank
And
you.
of course, PBS. Who doesn't love
I know.
PBS?
Seriously good TV.
Seriously good
It
TV.
is. It
Yes.
is. Well, Eric, best wishes to you on continued success, and we'll look forward to having you back sometime soon.
Thank you, Mindy. What a pleasure.
Thank you.
Look forward to it.
And thank you for watching Ageless Enthusiasm. I'm your host, Mindy East, and I'll see you the next time.